Alright, so this is my Kankuro puppet deck. The main card of the deck is Kankuro, Tactician, utilizing his ability to put into play cost 3 or less puppet ninjas. That's always useful. He also has the ability to search out 3 or less puppets from your deck to your hand when you play him, so that's always great. So I try to put a lot of three or lower cost puppets into the deck, except for some of the non 3 or lower, like the third Kazekage, because he's so good. And third Kazekage combos well with another card in the deck. And then this is a 4-drop right here, just because he's a puppet, and you know that 5's power is pretty good. The 3 support's decent. So it's just that he's another puppet of a different name, so that's the real reason he's in there. I would rather have other puppets if there was more choices. So one of our 0 drops, Sasori Childhood. So good, so good. Remarkable talent. When your opponent wins any battle rewards, you can look at it or them. If there are 1 or more Puppet Ninjas cards among them, you can reveal it or them and move it or them to your hand instead. So if your opponent gets a victory, which would be 1 damage to you, you look at that card. And if it's a puppet, you add it to your hand instead of putting it into your opponent's battle reward area. If your opponent gets an outstanding victory, that means they'll do you 2 damage. You can look at both those 2 cards, and if there's any puppets in there, add them to your hand. So obviously I try to fill this deck up with as many puppets as possible, so that I can keep adding them to my hand instead of them going to the battle reward area. So this is a really good card. You definitely want to start the game off with him. That is his main purpose, is to do that. And he's a manipulation, so you can obviously use him as as a ninja to battle with the puppets with, because most of these puppets need a manipulation ninja in order to team up with for battle purposes. Another 0 drop to support, and he's only in this deck because he's a manipulation and a 0 drop, so I want to make sure I summon something. Of course, Sasori is the main one I want to summon, but need to get a couple more manipulation ninjas into the deck, preferably turn 0, so this was the other option. He has a exchange of jutsu ability, pay 1 chakra, move target puppet ninja in one of your other teams on the battlefield, and then move it towards this one. That ability is decent. If you already used up your puppet's abilities to move into a team, and then you can use this effect to move it. So he's not bad. He has some use. It's just turn 0, I definitely don't want to summon him. I want Sasori, but he's good. He's good. He's useful. And then we got Black Ant. Obviously, one of your puppets. He's the 1 drop, 2 power to support. Valid ability: this ninja can only be sent out to battle in the same team as a ninja with manipulation combat attribute. That's why the manipulation combat attribute is important. During the exchange of jutsu, you can place this ninja in one of your teams with 1 or more ninjas with a manipulation combat attribute in any position. And typically I tend to like putting them as a head ninja on average. So that way if the puppets get injured, that's okay. Let them get injured. It's better than your manipulation ninjas getting injured, right? You want to keep them on the field since they tend to have useful abilities. Plus in general the puppets, need the manipulation ninjas to go out in battle, so it's best to put the puppets up front. So that's what I do. Most people should obviously do the same. so it's not really a unique strategy for me. I mean, you know, it's not like it's exclusive to me. Anyone can do it. We got Crow. He's your 2-drop. He has the same condition where you need a manipulation combat attribute in order to go into battle. During the exchange of jutsu, you can place this ninja in one of your teams with one or more ninjas with manipulation combat attribute in any position. So you get the idea. To note is that these puppets are weapon, so that will be very important later on, so keep that in mind. The puppets are weapon attribute, while the regular ninjas are manipulation attribute, so that has some importance in this deck. And of course, the main man himself, Kankuro, Tactician. When this ninja is deployed, you can search for one puppet ninja card with an interest cost of 3 or less in your deck, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Valid during the exchanges, so you can place one puppet ninja card with an interest cost of 3 or less from your hand in this ninja's team in any position. Typically, I put them as a head ninja, especially if it's mom and father and mother puppet, because of the 5 power, and then he gives it 3 support, so then it's a power of 8. If I were to put father and mother, might as well show you what father and mother look like. It's this one, the synchronized duo that I like. You see it's 5 power 3 support. If I did it backwards, then it would be a team power of 6 instead of team power 8. Obviously you want the team power 8. And if you have to block, you rather have the father and mother take the hit than Kankuro. Since Kankuro's ability can trigger during either player's exchange of jutsus, you want to keep them out on the field as much as possible, and keep bringing the puppets back, add the puppets to your hand, play another puppet from the hand, play a puppet from the jutsu area, from the chakra area, and so forth and so forth, so you get the idea. So it's very important to have on the field. So you want Sasori, childhood, you want Kankuro on the field, and then after that, you could just, whatever else you can put on the field, you put on the field, and you want to put in a lot of puppets on the field, obviously. Here's another powerful puppet, 3-drop, Crow and Black Ant, 5/5 power, and 5 power, 5 support. Puppet show ability can't be sent out unless it's with a manipulation combat attribute ninja. When this ninja is battling, the cost of any puppet show, secret move, black move, Iron Maiden, jutsu card or cards in your hand is reduced by 1 win symbol. That's unimportant since I don't use that jutsu in this deck, but the fact it's a 5 power 5 support, really good as a head ninja. He's a platoon, obviously, so you would need either Crow or Black Ant in order to play this, which Crow and Black Ant are in the deck for that. So moving on. Because he's has an interest cost of 3, of course, he's searchable. He's a weapon. Because it's a platoon, you can't cheat him out with Kankuro's ability or any other card's ability, but it's a decent card. Its power is worth having. Plus, it's another puppet, for the puppet deck, so might as well use it. Then, of course, we got the mighty Salamander with his 4 support, so that's really good. It makes a lot of teams pretty strong with that extra 4 support. So you can hit big numbers like 10, 12, with that 4 support. And just like the other ninjas, you can move them around once during the exchange of jutsus, unless you can do it more than once. But so far, according to what I've been told, mostly every effect is once per turn. So there's that. As I showed before, father and mother, also 3 interest cost, so it's searchable by Kankuro's ability. And this tends to be the most common target for Kankuro's ability, because you can, quickly and easily on turn 3 have a 8 power squad. Well, technically more, because you should already have at least 1 puppet, like a Black Ant, on the field already, and that will give you 2 power support plus the Kankuro 3 power support, so that's 5. And then with father and mother as the head ninja, an extra 5, that's 10 powers, all on your 3rd turn. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. In this deck, the duel starts on turn 3. once you get Kankuro out, you should start swinging and start taking advantage. Should have the advantage at that point against your opponent. Synchronized duel valid. While you don't control manipulation ninja, this ninja's power is 0/0. This effect cannot be negated, but you will have a manipulation ninja because of Kankuro, which is why you put this as the head ninja for protection purposes, and plus the 5 power. Exchange of jutsu. You pay 1 win chakra. Move this ninja into any of your battling teams that has a manipulation ninja in it, in any position. So unlike the other puppets you can move them for free. This one you have to pay to move, but it's worth it. And sometimes you need the ability to send a card from your chakra area to the discard pile, so that comes in handy. Then we have San Anbu. More of a reason to not send any puppets in your chakra area to the discard pile, because he gives all your puppet ninja cards in your chakra area ambush. So you'll be able to deploy them, once every turn from your chakra areas, which is pretty good. So you could literally play a mission card, put one of the puppets from your hand into your chakra area to pay for the hand cost for the mission card, and then deploy from your chakra area, into the village, right? Basic stuff. He's non-unique, so you can have more than 1 copy of him on the field, which is really good. And he's a manipulation, so getting more copies of him on the field is really good, because then the puppets can start moving around and start fighting along with the San Anbu. And he's a 3-drop, so you can get him out, but it's out sooner than later. 3 power, 3 support, so that's decent. And he has an attacker mission ability, so your turn on your mission phase, pay 0 chakra. If you control 4 or more puppet ninjas, you can put this ninja card into play from your hand. So that's really good. Once you start getting Kankuro on the field, doing his thing, getting you more puppets on the field, you can deploy. You can play for free your San Anbus. So if you ever get a whole bunch of them in your hand, like all 3 copies, you can play all 3 for free. And now you have 3 potential attackers. They just need a puppet to work with, so they can get pretty strong and start swinging at your opponent. So you gotta like that. The main thing is the ambush ability, but also the ability to be able to play it, so you can get more ninjas on the field and more attackers is always awesome, especially when the goal is to win. We have Ibizu. He also has manipulation. He's a 3-drop, so there's a lot of 3-drops in this deck. Fishing. When this ninja is put into play, you can select one of your puppet ninja cards from your chakra area and or discard pile and put it into play. That's great, because that'll let you get any ninja and not necessarily 3 or lower, which means you can use this effect on Haruko, or you can use it on the 3rd Kazekage, which is the main target for this effect, is the 3rd Kazekage, because he has power of 7 combined with the support power of Ibizu, which is 3. That's a team power of 10 off of one simple summon. Ibizu, as you can see, he's a wind type. All these are wind. Obviously, it's a wind attribute deck, and so is the 3rd Kazekage. Because of course we have Ino's Tears, which will let you add 2 wind ninjas from your deck to your hand. So that's important. So you can do that as a combo where you add those 2 to your hand, then you play the 3rd Kazekage into your chakra area on purpose, right? Charge your chakra, and then play Ibizu just so you can play the 3rd Kazekage from your chakra area, and now you have a team power 10 on turn 3. So that's always good. There's 3 of them in there. I obviously don't follow no rogues list, so keep that in mind. Chiyo. Really good card. She's a manipulation ninja, of course. Power of 3, support 3. Her power of 10 ability is really good. At the end of your turn, if your puppet ninjas have a combined interest cost of 10 or more, you win 2 battle rewards. So this will be one of your added win conditions, a way to, gain, you can use her as obviously a win con, because if you already dealt your opponent like 4 damage, and then on your turn, like you already dealt them 4 damage, and then you have a turn where you play her, and then you go attack your opponent and deal them at least, let's say, 4 more damage. So then you've dealt them 8 damage so far in that scenario. That if you have it, 10 or more interest, your puppet ninjas have 10 or more interest costs on the field. At the end of your turn, you'll get 2 more battle rewards, and right there, that's 10 battle rewards, and that's victory for you. So she's a win con in that regards. She has another ability, Attacker Mission. If you have 2 or less chakra, move up to 2 puppet ninja cards from your discard pile to your chakra area. So that's good, because it's a way of getting more cards into your chakra area. You're more likely to use that ability so that way you can move father and mother, move father and mother around using father and mother's abilities. So this would be a good way to combo with that. Another good, man, that would be awesome if they had it. Oh yeah, that's another thing to, this would combo with San Ambu. Because I was gonna say, man, I wish the puppets had ambush. Duh, I can. That's what Santa Ambu was for, to give them ambush. Use her to grab up to 2 puppets in your chakra area, right? And then put them from your discard area to your chakra area, and then deploy them through the effect of ambush. Every turn. So you will use your puppets, as chump blockers. Use them to block. Let them take the abuse of attacks and jutsus and stuff like that, right? Let them go to the scar pile, because you'll just bring them right back to the chakra area with her Chiyo's effect, and then use Sana Ambu effect of giving them ambush to be able to deploy them, and then that's how you get them back onto the field, and reusability. Infinite Sukuyumi. So moving on. So right there's a combo. I admit that I just came up with it now. I'm like, oh, okay. They have synergy. Didn't think of that before. Because her main effect of dealing 2 battle rewards is the real reason I put her in here. There was a couple other Chiyos I could have picked. I think there was one that had a healing effect, and I was like, oh, that'd be decent to heal my puppets. But then I saw this one. I was like, oh, this gives me 2 battle rewards. That's useful. But then her chakra regeneration or recharging, or whatever you want to call that effect, the ability to put cards from this card pile back into your chakra area, obviously very useful when you're trying to play jutsus or the effects of ninjas that that are on the field. But yeah, now I have another use. It's the whole San Ambu ambush combo. So, anyway, no more ranting. Moving on. I already pointed out Haruko, mainly for his 5 power and that he's a puppet. He's your 4-drop. His ability, you can see. I'm not going to waste time reading it, because he's just there because he's a puppet of a different name. 5 power, that's all he really is. Just a cheap beater. Then we have the main man, the 3rd Kazekage, with his 7 power. Yeah. And again, the effect is irrelevant because it's more about his power and his ability to combo with a Bizu to make a 10 plus power team. Because him and Ibizu creates a 10 power. Then if you move Salamander with Salamander's effect to the team of the 3rd Kazekage and Ibizu, you'll make a 14 power team. Yeah, a 14 power team. And I think that is the highest power. Yeah. Yep. That is the highest power that this deck can create with the main deck. Because I know there's some reinforcement cards, so I could probably do more than 14. But that's the main one right there. Salamander, the third Kazekage, and Ibizu. That is your main 7 power right there. What else? I mean, did I say 7 power? That's your main 14 power right there. That's what I meant to say. That's your biggest trump card, as it were. I already mentioned Eno's Tears, the ability to search out 2 win ninjas from your deck to your hand by discarding 1 win card from your hand when you play this card. Plus, you gotta play the hand cost, which will be 1 win. So basically 2 cards to play this card in order to get 2 win ninjas. So always keep that in mind. You're giving up 2 for 2. Plus Eno's Tears, so that'll be like a 3 for 2. Masters of the Weapon. This is why I mentioned earlier that you need to remember about the weapons attribute. The puppets are weapon combat attributes, so obviously this card will work with them. It's a permanent, so once you play it, it'll stay there throughout the course of the game until somebody removes it. It's a 3-drop card with 1 hand cost, whether you're wind or earth. Obviously, if you win, you'll use, because this is a wind deck. Effect: during your mission phase, if your opponent has 2 or more ninjas in play than you do, you can deploy 1 ninja card with a weapon combat attribute, which is great. To have this in the deck, because your puppets are win combat attributes, so it's a way of getting more puppets on the field, and getting more puppets on the field can create bigger, stronger squads. The fact that you can attack with 1 squad, make that squad like almost 10 power, and potentially get outstanding victory from that, and then move the puppets over to another squad, 10 more power there, so another potential outstanding victory. So you can essentially deal 2 damage worth of battle rewards, per attack in that strategy. So the sooner you get the puppets out, the better. That's the whole idea. And this card is not counted towards that ninja card is not counted towards the 1 ninja per turn rule. So you can deploy a ninja regularly, and then through this effect, you can deploy another ninja, so you can, So obviously, the way you want to do this is you want to use this effect first. You use this effect first to get to get a ninja on the field when your opponent has 2 or more ninjas than you. So you get this. So you play 1 of your puppets, then you can deploy regularly 1 of your puppets. That way you can get 2 puppets in a single turn, and then go from there. And this comes in handy if your opponent is just doing a whole bunch of stuff, getting rid of your puppets from the field, and so that means they have more ninjas than you. This is a way of catching up. Or if they have some type of crazy combo where they get a whole bunch of snakes on the field, and fill up their field faster than you can use this to, fight back. So it's a built-in strategy to deal with something like that. Plus, it's just inherently good. And then I needed to fill up the space so this deck could be 50 cards. I decided to throw in 2 copies of Restart. Could have put just 1 Restart and 1 of any other card, but whatever. It's better to have 2. 50-50 chance of drawing it, because this is a relatively good card. Technically, it should be 3 in the deck because of the fact that it gives you another turn. It's a 4-drop, 1 hand cost. That lets you get another turn by discarding all the cards in your hand and your chakra area. That's worth it. Getting another turn, give up your chakra in your hand. That's not a big deal. And then you have to have you must discard a minimum of 1 card for this effect to be applied. So it's like you don't need to discard that many cards. So you can discard 1 card from your hand and 1 card from your chakra area to fulfill this requirement, and you get another turn. Especially you play this, then you attack your opponent. Hopefully, dealt a good amount of damage and got a couple battle rewards, and then take another turn and attack again and deal some more damage, get more battle rewards, and you either win right there and then, or 1 more turn after that you'll win. But the point is you're a lot closer to winning because you're getting that extra turn, which means you're essentially getting an extra battle phase, which means you're getting extra battle rewards. So that's why I definitely recommend this as a card to throw in any win attribute there. So that's why I just teched it in this one, because I needed 2 cards, so I threw in 2 research. And then the only jutsu in the deck, this is the last card of the deck, which is Threat of the Puppets. Really, really good card. This is more so like when you don't have that many puppets, because let's say your opponent's doing stuff to get rid of them, and so they end up in the discard pile. This is a way to get a whole bunch of them back from the discard pile, back onto the field, and then go in for the kill. So this is one of your trump cards. You use this more when you're behind on field advantage. You don't use this when you're already getting a whole bunch of puppets on the field, because it'd be pointless. You can only control 1 puppet of a different name at a time, so you can only have 1 salamander, 1 crow, 1 black ant, 1 what's his name? The 3rd Kazekage, 1 Haruko, and from right, that's all the 1 father and mother. There, that's all the puppets. So you got like 6 puppets. you could potentially summon with this, if there isn't any of them on the field, but you get the idea. So this is a really good card, just as a trump card, just like a surprise. You thought you got rid of all my puppets. I brought them all back, and here you go. So that's what's called Threat of the Puppets. You need the user of this card needs to be a manipulation combat attribute with a 3 or more costs. Mainly, I will use this with Kankuro or Chio or even a Bizu. You know what I mean? So I do have a good amount of 3 interest cost manipulation combat ninjas to use this with. But mainly, I'll probably use this with Kankuro, Tactician himself. Use this with him. But with his own ability, he already can summon ninjas, so it's hard to fill up his squad with that. Because this puts the ninjas in a team. That's the thing, it puts it into a team. So essentially, you'll get the most is like 3 ninjas, 3 puppets with this. Not 3 puppets, what I'm saying, 2 puppets with this card, because you'll have, obviously you have the 3 cost manipulation combat ninja, and then you grab 2 puppets to put it into the team with that ninja. So you're not going to get that much power out of it. So with this card, and let's say you use a Kankuro, you're mainly going to try to grab a Kazekage, the 3rd Kazekage, and the Salamander. That way you can make a power of 14, because Tactician Kankuro is 3 support, so that plus the 4 support from Salamander, that's 7, plus the power of the 3rd Kazekage is 7. 7 is 14, so you have a power of 14 off of a 2 wind chakra jutsu. So out of middle of nowhere, it's like, surprise, I attack, I do this. So, and that's it. But I will show you a couple cards in the reinforcement deck. There's a Kankuro and Black Ant with a power of 5 and a support of 4. I'll let you read the effect. I'm not going to read it. And then there's Sasori Haruko, so another reason for Haruko to be in the deck, because this guy is in there, right? Since it's a squad, you'll need to banish Haruko and Sasori from your side of the field, banish them into the banish area, and then, play this. And this is an X4, so that's pretty decent. X is equal to the number of cards in your hand. That's always good. Valid, you have no maximum hand size. The support and mental power of your opponent's ninjas with an entrance cost equal to the number of cards in your hand is 0. Requiem. That's a pretty good effect. Can't wait to see that in action. And, yeah, it's not too hard to summon this. Sasori will be pretty much the first thing you'll play at the beginning of the game, and, Haruko is a 4-drop, so you'll be able to get this out, relatively easy. So that's definitely something I would want to put in my deck. Sasori Puppet Mode. Let's see. When this ninja is removed from play, draw 2 cards. That's interesting. So if it gets banished, draw 2 cards. That's good. When this ninja is sent to attack, each player moves one of their ninjas to their owner's hand at the end of this turn, excluding this ninja. That's decent. It's a reinforcement, and then there's this Sasori Puppet Mode. So you need to sacrifice Sasori plus interest cost of 5 or more. So a Sasori with an interest cost of 5 or more. Okay, I get it. Obviously you'll be giving up the other reinforcement one to summon this one, if I'm right. Because I don't have no 5-drop or higher Sasoris in the decks, so obviously, let me go back a second. Yeah, this is a 4-drop. Yeah, so I won't be using that one. So then I'll be going from this version over to this version. I think that's the whole idea, is that I sacrifice, I think you remove. So you remove this from play, so you get to draw 2 cards, and then go into this version, and then, when this ninja is put in play, move all puppet ninja cards from your discard pile to your village. Ninja cards moved this way are moved as if they had non-unique, which means you can have 3 Kazekage. I mean 3 of the third Kazekages on the field. Yeah. Put those bad boys in front of certain teams and create some pretty powerful squads. So you can easily make like 3 teams. Let me see. Yeah. Cause if you get 3, Kazekages, 3 Salamanders, and just 3 ninjas that have 3 support that are manipulation, and then organize them in a way where all 3 teams are 14 powers. That's the way you can get 3 14 power squads on the field, going in hard. And that's the end of the video.